about 10 minutes away from a town called Tombstone, Arizona. We're going to check it out. It's a really old town. It's pretty famous for the in the West. And we're doing a little tour across Arizona here. We've got a little work to do out here this week. But while we're here, we're going to take a look at some of the scenery. And I've just been through a couple little towns that look like you could have literally plucked them right out of the 1800s. I mean, they're really pretty desolate, pretty remote, and you have to really want to live out here to live out here, if you know what I mean. I can see why you'd get a lot of outlaws and bandits out here, because no one's going to come up into your yard. Like, every yard has a fence and a gate across the driveway. I understand there's you got the issues with the illegals crossing too out of Mexico. A lot of them are lawless. They don't care about your property and stuff. So I see why they would have a lot of fencing and stuff like that, and gates, so they can't just walk up into your yard. It's just funny because it's ironic, you know. Some people in this country say, "Oh, walls don't work and fences don't work," but when you go through these little towns, everybody's got a high fence and a wall and a gate across their yard. I mean, if they didn't work, why would they have them? That would be my question. But yeah, this is Brian. We're out here in Arizona. We're getting the scenery. We're headed into a small town called Tombstone, and the situation is we are going to try to get some of the local scenery at Tombstone. We're taking a look at the mountains. We're riding around. I'm trying to give you a bird's eye view, so to speak, and go from there. We're out here, like I said, in Arizona, and I would have to say this is not Katie Hobbs territory. This is actually Kari Lake. I would say it would be Kari Lake's area, because you see a lot of signs for Kari Lake still. The people of Arizona, I think they know they've been duped. They know they've been had with that last election. But the good news is Kari Lake is not quitting. I mean, she is still fighting for the people of Arizona, and she's still fighting for the people who cast their ballots that weren't counted, possibly. And there was a lot of corruption. Even on the Republican side, they campaigned against her, even though she ran as a Republican. So that goes to show you that the corruption runs deep on both parties and both sides. And if you have any common sense in this country, you won't trust either side, because actually, people, they're for the world order. They're not for sovereignty or the citizenship or what our country actually is, which is a republic. Which a republic's much different than a democracy. You know, a democracy is kind of like the New World Order. They want a holistic approach. Everybody has to fit into a mold. Where a republic, that's what the United States is. It's for individual liberties, individual freedoms that are God-given and within our Constitution. But that's just a little history. And we're also going to give you a little history when we get into Tombstone here. It's off the beaten trail a little bit, maybe 20 miles from where I've got to be. But while I'm here in Arizona doing some work, my work brings me out to these remote locations. We're going to try to take you, the DIYer, on the road with me, and we're going to try to see if we can find some stuff that we can say, hey, that was worth checking out and that was worth looking at. I do notice a lot of Border Patrol vehicles and immigration vehicles running around, which I understand we're in that type of area where they would need that. But looks like we're in a little town called Douglas right now. But we've got immigration and people. They got four-wheelers and trucks. I just seen the sign for Tombstone again, and that's where we're headed, Tombstone. But let's see, Tombstone, 3 miles. We are, they've really got some pretty cool scenery out here. Let me see if I can give you the shot of the mountains. Okay. And then every so often, you'll see like this here, it's got a little sign. Looks like Arlene's. But it's pretty desolate, and you definitely would want to have your act together out here. It looks like we've got the OK Corral. Look at that. Gunfight daily. OK Corral. Maybe we'll get to see a gunfight. Hopefully not, you know, a real gunfight, but a gunfight that says we're reenacting the 1800s, baby. We're out here in Tombstone. We're getting the mindset of back in the day, what they used to do out here. You know, they were it was a mining community. They were mining for gold. And take a look at this. Hold on. Remember, people, the DIYer does not say that you have to stay only in your house or in your shop. You can actually come on the road with me, okay? Tombstone, elevation 4539. We are in Tombstone, people, and we are going to be looking for some scenery, and we're going to be looking for some things that say that the DIYer can go on the road, and the DIYer can bring you along with us, so that you, the DIYer, can see, if you ever want to go to Arizona, kind of what you're looking for and what you're expecting. Looks like we got to slow her down here a little bit. I'm going to set you guys right here. Okay. And looks like we're in Tombstone, people. Lookout Lodge. Landmark Lookout Lodge. Okay, we're cruising her down to 35. We're going to see if we can't bring you up into the actual action. I mean, at the end of the day, how many times, there we are, Tombstone, a registered National Historic Landmark. How many times can you go ahead, Boot Hill Graveyard, look at that. There's a lot of stuff here. How many times can you go ahead and get on a YouTube channel and someone takes you on the scene with them and brings you all the way to a place, how do I put it, like Tombstone? And the other thing I'm starting to see is that there's a lot of old trucks and vehicles here. If you really wanted to come out here and ponder around, you could find some stuff out here, I'm sure. There's the old Stampede RV Resort. Russell's Roadrunner Stetson hats and moccasins. Look at this. I mean, you still have your, how do I put it? You still have your gas stations and so forth, but at the end of the day, oh, look at this. They've got a good enough silver mine tour. That'd be kind of cool to do. There's the OK Corral gunfight scenery right there. Let's see. Let's take a look around here. King Solomon Territorial Masonic Lodge. I see that. Okay. There's a little Larian Hotel here. Let's take a look at that. Okay. Formerly Jack Crabtree's livery stable. You've got the Tombstone Motel. That'd be kind of cool to stay at. Oh, it's for sale too. Let's see here, what else we've got. You've got the Tombstone School. And as you see, people, it gets pretty remote out here. You can see there's not a whole lot of little antique shop right there. I've seen that. We're bringing you through Tombstone, Arizona, people. Look at that, cowboy church. There's a cowboy church. Okay. Let's see here. We've got a little shop there. Take a look at these old cars. There's an old one there. Not sure what that was, but you've got a lot. It looks like a 57 Chevy, what it looked like. Let's see what this says here. We're in Gleason. Alright, this is Brian. I'm going to try to get to some scenery, and we're going to go ahead and try to bring you up on. We'll bring another video in when I get closer to the action. Alright, this is Brian. I'm getting on down the road.